Hey guys, Konga here, and today I have another news episode, but there will be a replay at the end of this news episode because the news is going to be brief, and then I want to show an example. So, +1, -1 matchmaking is not back yet. It's returning for a week, and let's click on it and get into this because there's some new stuff in here. By new stuff, I mean there's one new thing in here that they have mentioned. Today is currently the 19th of September, and it is starting on the 24th of September, which is Tuesday, which is what we predicted in our live stream on Tuesday, was that it was going to be next Tuesday, which it is. So go toe-to-toe with your foe with only one tier differences. So that's pretty cool. One tier difference, and it will go until October 1st, so you got a whole week to try out +1, -1. That's pretty cool. The +1, -1 matchmaking event will occur in multiplayer battles. During this event, you will not be matched with vehicles that are more than one tier above yours or less than one tier below yours. Please note that preferential matchmaking tanks will be adjusted to play with vehicles of the same tier or one tier lower. If there are any technical difficulties, we will return it back to normal before the end of the trial. So, preferential vehicles, like your FCM 50-ton, your IS-6, your E25, your TOG-2, for Pete's sake, are never ever going to fight tanks one tier higher during this event. Oh my goodness, you're going to be top tier every single time. That's amazing. People were complaining about preferential matchmaking tanks last test because there was no point to them anymore. In my opinion, +1 or preferential tanks are balanced around +1, -2. So it didn't, in my opinion, I felt like it didn't affect them very much. I didn't care in my FCM or in my 112 when I was still fighting 9s. It didn't really make that much of a difference, but this is just going to make it even better. Alright, you're going to be top tier every time in your Tiger 131. Ooh boy. But there is a catch. You're also not going to fight tier 5s in your Tiger 131, alright? So think about that. You're not going to fight tanks one tier higher, but you're also not going to fight tanks two tiers lower. So it balances both ways. You're not going to stomp over M4s and T67s and poor little, what are they, Crusaders? Oof. You're not going to stomp on those kids anymore. Then you're not going to be able to fight them. So there's that. Another complaint I had with the +1, -1, or everybody seemed to had whenever somebody complained, it was always overpowered tanks are going to become even more overpowered. For instance, the Panzer V4. No. Yes and no. And I'll get into that right now as well. You see, Panzer V4s will not be able to fight tier 7s. That was the argument. Panzer V4s are going to be too good because they're not going to fight tier 7s. Well, already they don't fight tier 7s every single game, right? Right? Am I right? Not every game they're going to fight tier 7s. It's usually 1 out of 3 games, your bottom tier. Well, supposedly, it's not that case very much anymore nowadays at certain tiers. So, regardless to say, 1 out of 3 games you're fighting tier 7s, okay? But that also means 1 out of 3 games you're fighting tier 3s. Rest in peace those tier 3s when they have a Panzer V4 on the enemy team, is all I can say. So, instead of thinking about the singular tank benefiting, think about all the little tanks that are benefiting. The amount of players who play tier 3, get to tier 3, play their SP1C, like, yeah, I'm going to use this tank and zoom around. And then they come across a Panzer V4. Or you're in like an M3 Lee, and you come across an Absolution. It goes both ways. You're right. Panzer V4s are not going to fight tier 7s anymore, but they're also not going to fight tier 3s. It's the same thing with every single tank. Tiger 2 really benefits from this because it's kind of one of those tanks that doesn't, in the general player base, it doesn't do that well. But now it's not going to fight tier 10s. Likewise, it's also not going to fight tier 6s. So it goes both ways. It's got an advantage. It's going to get an advantage from not fighting tier 10s, but it's going to get a disadvantage for not fighting tier 6s. Okay? So that's what I mean. And the replay I'm going to show you is going to show that directly to you guys, exactly what I'm talking about here. But that's not the only thing here. The next thing we're going to get into is +1 fight for war chests. Alright, here we go. What have we got here? +1. Are you ready to win some war chests during the +1 matchmaking event? Yes, I am. Commanders, get ready for the return of your favorite event, +1, -1 matchmaker from September, blah, blah, blah. We already talked about that. Why is the dates different? I don't know, okay? I don't know. It's going to come when it comes, okay? So just get ready for the 24th, Tuesday, okay? Let's get into here. Jump in the competition, win some epic war chests. Conditions, your mission is to get as much base XP as possible, i.e. excluding ops, first win bonuses, premium account bonuses, and any active personal boost ops. Okay, in a single battle. Okay, fair enough. So your base XP. So when you get out of the game and you go to your post-game results, I'll have a picture and I'll have it circled. That is your, right there, what you're seeing now. I don't see it now, and I bumped the mic. That is your base XP, okay? So simply register by following this link. Play at least 20 battles in any tier 3 through 10 vehicle, light, medium, heavy tank, tank destroyers, or artillery during the event. By the way, if you play artillery, you will not be getting very much base XP, because how experience works is if you're spawning for yourself, you're getting 100% of the XP for anyone you're shooting. If you're not spawning for yourself and you're shooting someone else is spawning, you're getting 50%. So artillery gets 50% of the experience unless they're shotgunning during this event, okay? Subscribe to at least one of our World of Tanks Mercenaries social media channels. Choose your favorite. Here they are. Winners will be determined based on the most XP before bonuses in a single battle played on a tier 3 through 10 vehicle. And here are the rewards, because I'm sure this is what everybody is here for. After the event ends, we'll determine the winners. The best will get in first place 5 Heroes War Chests, second place 3 Generals War Chests, third place 5 Commanders War Chests, 4th through 10th 3 Commanders War Chests, and 11th through 50th gets 1. Yay! Congratulations to you guys. Well, free stuff is free stuff. So let's follow this link and let's do it ourselves here. What have we got? In-game nickname. All right. The Null Trooper. Submit. Okay, well, we're registered. There we go. Alright, let's jump into this replay now, shall we? We find ourselves on Common, and we are platooned up with War of the Halo, aka co-host Dan, and he is trying to grind up to the T-34-85 as fast as he possibly can. Because of that, he asked me, Clone, what is the best tank for you to use to help me win as many games as possible? And I said simply, the Panzer 5.4. So that's what we were playing today to help him grind. We are in the Panzer 5.4, and there are tier 3s. On the enemy team. Guys, this is +2 matchmaking. We are +2. We are fighting a -1. There are tanks in this, sorry, -2. There are tanks in this game 2 tiers lower than us. So, yeah. We're just going to play the 5.4. Hyper aggressive. Auto lock, you know, whatever. Who needs skill in this game when you're playing a tank like this? Not me. That's for sure. I leave him to get killed by co-host Dan, but he fails to kill him. So I finish him off, because I know if I don't kill him, co-host Dan is going to sit there in front of a million guns and probably get himself killed. Because he's still learning. Yeah, well, he's dead. He is a noob. He is a noob, let me tell you that. But that's okay. We're going to carry this game without him. Going after this Panzer 3.4, probably one of our biggest threats. I'd say actually our biggest threat is the Hidden Stug, which is actually a preferential tank, meaning on Tuesday, the Hidden Stug will always be top tier. How interesting is that? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool indeed. You're always going to be fighting tier 5s and 4s, pretty much. And fighting Panzer 5.4s, if you know what I mean. Ooh, we've that shot past the teammate into the KV-1. Can we put another one in? We track him, actually, and we're going to just sit here and continuously put shots into his rear drive wheel, setting him on fire. And he is burning up, and down he goes, killed by the fire tick damage, and we're up to 900 damage. Now we have a tier 3 in front of us. We're going to put some shells into him, but look at this rate of fire. Like, it's not that impressive until you consider that we are going to shoot at tier 3s, and we're going to 3-shot them. So we're going to kill them in 6 seconds. That's pretty disgusting. Plus we can ram, plus we're pretty fast, plus we have armor that they can't do anything about. It's very fair and very balanced. This is +2. Now, if we were in a... Right now, it doesn't really come into play till later, but if we were in a +1 game, a game where we were fighting 5s and 4s, not 5s, 4s, and 3s, we might actually have died, and I will explain that later in this game. We get into a pretty sticky situation, but the tier 3s just can't do anything about it. If there were a swarm of tier 4s, and not a swarm of tier 3s, they may have been able to kill me. And we're going to get to that very shortly. We are changing flanks on Comrin. This tank doesn't have very much view range, even though I have food, and I have recon and situation awareness. I still can't get my view range very high. I'm not using Coated Optics. I thought about using Coated Optics, but I changed my mind against it. Put a shell into the Panzer 1 SP1C, and oh, down he goes. Down goes the M4. What is the Panzer 1C? The SP1C is the tier 7. Holy cow, Germans! You got to come up with a better way of defining your tanks. Here comes a tier 3. Here comes another tier 3. Then we have another tier 3 who we shot, who is a medium tank, who puts a shell into our side. SP-1C, or the Panzer 1C, my gosh, is now going to put his full magazine into us. No, there's a T1 Heavy. He puts a shell into us. We're going to put some more shells into him. When we put another shell into him, we get our front around. He puts another shell in right before we are able to. We now track him, and now he has our front, and there's pretty much nothing we can do unless he shoots us in the turret. The Panzer 1C comes around the corner, puts some shells, bounces off the T1 Heavy, puts another shell into our turret. He does penetrate us, and then he bounces his last shell off of us. And now it's the Panzer 2G, not the Panzer 1C. Now we have this medium on our left, this tier 3, who puts a shell into us, does some pretty good damage. We finish him off, and just like that, we're up to 6 kills and 2,000. Is that 2,800 damage? My gosh, and we are down to 300 health. Had those tier 3s been tier 4s, I think I would have died. And that's just my point, which I'm trying to make, is even though you will not fight tier 7s in this tank, you also will not fight tier 3s, okay? So it balances out both ways. And here's another tier 3. We just put 1 shell in him, 2 shells into him, and he's just dead. GG, well played, good try. And now we just have the hidden in front of us. We're gonna start putting shells into him. We bounce the first shell off of him. We're gonna keep moving. He puts a shell into our commander hatch, killing our commander. But we fix him. He misses his next shot. We bust his engine, as you can see. He pens us again. All he has to do is pen us one more time, and we're dead. But no, he gets finished off by an ally. And we are unable to pick up our 8th kill, unfortunately. But alas, we still do over 3,000 damage in the Panzer 5-4. Anyway, I hope that was a good example of how +2 can be pretty bad for this game. 3,000 damage done, 818 damage, a huge amount of base experience points. Is that 2,300? I can't quite see it. You guys can see it. But anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed if you did this video. If you did, slap that like button, comment, subscribe. Make sure you go check out Space Planet, GotADingy's YouTubes, and Twitch. Links in the description below. And I'll be seeing you guys all later. Make sure you join me on Tuesday at probably 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for some +1, -1 madness. I'll see you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.